As I mentioned, flow includes a number of frameworks and models in it, and this picture captures almost all of them. And these are the 17 pieces, or tiles as I call them, that you need to address when you are looking at implementing flow in whatever you're doing. And so we're going to look at the flow formula and the flow friction analysis. Those are two of the key tools that we use in order to mitigate all of the noise and confusion that can happen either at the individual team, product program, process line management level, or even at the portfolio and leadership levels. Flow helps you distill exactly what it is that you need to deliver and helps you get it done even more quickly than you ever thought possible. The flow formula is deceptively simple. Just remember, simple is not easy. It's based on vision plus the right people plus the 4D model, which is define, distill, deliver, and drive. It's an iterative model a leadership model that we use in flow that we overlay on anything that we're doing in order to get the highest level of performance out of individuals and teams. When you get these three parts correct and everyone is entering into individual and team level states of flow, then you have a really good chance to succeed. This is a very simple formula, but it's been distilled and honed over the last 25 years. Now, right people also includes the 4R model, which includes right truth, right values and attitudes, right actions, and right results. And so when we are talking about right people or say right people, we are inferring immediately the 4R model as well. The flow friction analysis builds on the flow formula. And so basically, it's built on if you have the right vision, plus the right people, plus the right definitions, you've distilled agreement, the team is delivering, and you're driving through retrospectives and continuously filtering everything you do against the vision, then you can achieve flow. However, if you don't have the right vision or the vision's lacking, you probably have anarchy. So if you walk into a team or a situation and you feel that there's anarchy there, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be because there is no vision or compelling vision that the team can align with so that they can actually get their work done. If you don't have the right people on your teams, you're probably going to end up with anxiety. Either the person themselves knows that they're not the right person, or they realize that some of the other people on the team are not the right people. And if you have a team put together and they're trying to deliver something and they realize that they're missing 1 or 2 people, or they have the wrong people on the team, then that will create anxiety. So if you have a team that's anxious, you're going to be looking at, you probably don't have the right people in the right places. Now, this works at all levels in the organization, from the team level to the product program level to the portfolio executive level. It's the same for all those teams. If you do not have the right definitions, here with D1 as we call it for definitions, you're probably going to end up with confusion, because if you have definitions and the people don't know or don't agree on those definitions, people are going to be confused, and it's really going to slow down or even stop what you're trying to create or deliver. Now, this one is perhaps the most powerful part of the flow friction analysis, because I haven't seen an organization yet that doesn't have politics. And so you can mitigate politics by distilling agreement, and that's just not at the team level, that's with all the stakeholders involved. If you've distilled agreement, it creates a situation where it's very difficult for politics to rear its ugly head and slow down or stop what it is that you're trying to achieve. Now, if you have a team that's unable to deliver, you will have chaos. I saw one organization where their solution to that was to lock 40 people in a big room over a weekend from Friday to Sunday night or Monday morning early, and it would just be chaotic. They'd be shouting at each other. They would work to try to deliver something in those 2.5 days, and then they would release it at the end and then spend the next 3 months cleaning up all the bugs that chaos created. Now, if you don't have the ability to drive the team and their work in a good way so that they're able to, at each checkpoint or retrospective, go back and through the filter of vision, look at, okay, is this incremental step for the product or service or result that we're trying to create, is this incremental step getting us one closer to the vision? If it's not, then you could end up in a situation where you have division. Division in English literally means two separate visions. If you end up with multiple visions, then everybody's going to do what's right in their own eyes, but that's not necessarily going to get you any closer to delivering the increment for that product, service, or result that you originally envisioned. And so this is the flow friction analysis, and using this with your teams, if you're working with teams or with people and you detect any of these, you can go back down through this and look at, okay, well, this is part of the flow friction analysis, and you can start to help guide your team members, your coworkers, and say, hey, look, it sounds like you got some confusion there. Maybe we should go back and look at the definitions. Or if politics has reared its ugly heads, then you're going to have to do a whole bunch of campaign political stakeholder management in order to distill agreement to get everybody in alignment again. If you don't do that, you risk going down in flames, and nobody wants that. So this tool is there to help you achieve higher and higher levels of performance for yourself, your teams, and all parts of the organization. For the most of the balance of this presentation, we're going to be looking at flow through these 4 lenses. It's a 4-box. I love 4 boxes. It's part of my management consulting background. It's easy to use, it's easy to communicate, and helps you quickly sort what it is that you're trying to solve from a team or product or organizational perspective, or even an individual perspective. This is adapted from a presentation that I saw at the Scrum Gathering Las Vegas many, many years ago that was done by Lisa Atkins and Michael Spade. They used to use a box that was I, we, it, its. I don't remember the original author of that. I think it was Ken Weber. I don't agree with his beginning points and how he uses those, but this has gradually morphed over into a very useful pattern and model to help people understand what it is that we're talking about in flow and to help them think in multiple dimensions at the same time. The purpose of these 4 lenses is to help you enter into and maintain a high state of high performance as an individual, as a team. Product, by the way, if I haven't already mentioned it, includes program management, process management, and line management, as well as the product marketing and product development management, or the product development lifecycle, whichever way you want to identify that. And then organization includes everything from portfolio management and portfolio governance all the way up to the executive C-suite leadership. And flow is basically begins in that box and goes from that perspective out into the other 3 boxes. And so that's something that makes flow unique. And because so many organizations use so many different frameworks and methodologies, we've made sure that flow is methodology agnostic so that any organization will benefit from using and applying the mindset and tool set that we teach in flow. In flow, we've leveraged the work of Paul DeModica, who wrote the book Value Forward Selling. I highly recommend that book to anybody who wants to be a better leader, period. There's quite a few things in that book that are really good, including learning to speak the vocabulary that executives speak. So even if you never become an executive, you'll become a much more effective and better manager and leader in the role that you're in if you learn to communicate with your executive teams better and better. And Paul's observation, and he was the one that came up with the concept of sales value proposition in the late 90s. That was him, or early 2000s, whenever that one came out. Anyways, he made the observation that there were typically, in his book, 3 reasons that a customer or an executive would do a project or assignment, and that was basically the only reasons they were going to do it is to increase revenue, decrease or get rid of costs, and either get rid of or mitigate risk. Those were the 3. And over time, we've added a 4th one, is do the right thing. Now on this list, it could probably be moved to the top, but we still include it on the list because typically if you're doing those 3 things above, all of those should fall into the category of doing the right thing. Should. Doesn't mean they always do, but they should. And so these are the 4 primary reasons an organization either buys or builds a product and or does a project. Now, in this box, through this lens, I mentioned it on the other slide, product also includes programs, processes, and line management, which is part of process management. And so the 4 whys, when we talk, you'll hear about 5 whys in Agile of how to do root cause analysis, but this 4 why is why a company will either invest in, buy, or build a product or do a project or assignment. These next 10 or 11 slides are the heart and soul of flow. Why would you use it? And hopefully I'm going to be helping you understand what's in it for me individually, what's in it for my team, what's in it for my product, program, process, or organization that I lead, and then lastly, what's in it for my portfolios and the executives that would be involved. Flow is designed to help you be more consistent. It's duplicatable. It helps you create a sustainable pace while you're pursuing personal excellence and transformation. In other words, what we're trying to do is increase the value of your personal brand and the wow that you're delivering to your organization. Individual flow helps you enter into a sustainable state of flow and deliver the consistent, remarkable results that derive from vision, mission, purpose, and everything that we teach. Now, you need to take the mindset models and frameworks out of our books, training videos, real-world exercises, and apply them in real life. It doesn't do any good for you to read it and go, yeah, that's good, and then not actually use it. So hopefully we're giving you tools as an individual that you can use immediately, that you can walk out and use tomorrow, and increase your effectiveness, your value, the value of your brand, and just help you overall be better and better and better at what you do.